Welcome to saitechinfo channel, my dear students. In this tutorial, I'll be explaining about the speed related problem in quadratic equation. Generally, the quadratic equations are represented by ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. You know very well a is equal to the coefficient of x squared. B is the coefficient of x, C is the constant, and we can solve this quadratic equation by different methods, like by applying the factorization technique or by applying quadratic formula, or we can also use the completing the square method. In this problem, I am going to explain about a word problem based on quadratic equation with the concept speed, where we will employ the method of quadratic formula, which is given as the roots, that is either it can be alpha or beta. So the solution for this quadratic equation, that is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the whole square root of b squared minus 4ac whole divided by 2a, where this b squared minus 4ac is called the discriminant. Now let us proceed with the problem, and I am also going to explain how you can make use of this spreadsheet to solve such quadratic problems. Okay, right. Now the problem given here is, in a flight of 600 km, an aircraft was slowed down due to bad weather. Its average speed of the trip was reduced by 200 km per hour, and the time of flight is increased by 30 minutes. Find the duration of flight. So generally, when we look at the word problems, you should be very keen on the units based on the data can be captured. For example, it is the flight with the distance of 600 km, because we know already kilometer is the unit for distance, so we can comfortably put the distance. Usually the distance is represented as s. So s is equal to 600, so that's what I have given. And just by looking at this sum, we can come to a conclusion that this is a speed related quadratic equation. So if it is quadratic equation, and here the distance is s, that is given 600 as 600, and then it was reduced, that is the average speed was reduced by 200 kilometers. It means the speed difference, it is not the speed. You must try to understand the meaning, the complete meaning of that particular word. It is given as the speed reduced by, so it means there is a change in the speed. So the change in speed, either it can be increased or decreased, but we can simply put delta. So the delta v, that is the change in speed, that is given here as 200. So we can make a note of it, and always maintain the units also. For the distance it is kilometer, and for the speed difference it is a kilometer per hour. Okay, right. And what is the third parameter? The third parameter is, it is increased by, the time of flight is increased by 30 minutes. So let us put t, whether the time is increased or decreased, that is by 30 minutes. But instantly you have to convert the unit also, because it is given in minute, and we are dealing with all units in terms of kilometer and hour only. So we have to convert this, divided by 60, we can put 0.5 hour. So we have got the inputs ready, right? Okay. Now we have to go ahead with the calculation. So when we talk about the formula here, we know already this delta V is nothing but V1 minus V2. that is not, there will be normal speed and there is a decreased speed. So what they have given, they have given only the the change in the speed, decrease the speed. So it means that is we have to arrive at this basic equation, that is v1 minus v2 is equal to that delta v, the change in the speed, and v is already given as that is s by t, that is distance divided by t. So with this let us explain, and what is to be found out, the find duration of flight, it means time of flight, so that has to be found out. So we have given everything here, and what is the concept and what are the formula to be used. Okay, now let us go ahead. We know already v is equal to s by t, and the difference in velocity or speed is equal to delta v. Now this v1, which is the normal speed, can be replaced by s by x, because we have taken this time of flight as normal time is x. So in that case s by x, are you able to follow this? Because v is equal to s by t, I have taken v1 as the normal, so s by x. And what about v2? That is the slow down speed, okay, with the increase in time. So there is an increase in time when you reduce the speed, and therefore we can put s divided by x plus t. Are you able to follow? Right. So the difference is delta v. Now we can calculate, we can first of all work out the formula. How we can work out the formula for this? That is x here and here x plus t. So take the LCM. So x into x plus t. Therefore cross multiply and you are able to get sx plus st, and here sx. So plus x minus x cancel. Now you are left with st in the numerator, and you have got delta v here, and x into x plus v is here. Okay, now we can rearrange once again. So st is equal to delta v into x into x plus t. X into x plus t is nothing but x squared plus xt. So delta v into x squared plus xt. So st divided by delta v is equal to x squared plus xt. Now we can work out in this format, that is x squared plus xt, and you can put minus st delta v is equal to 0. So just we have rearranged this equation. Are you able to follow? Okay, right. So x squared plus xt minus st divided by delta v. This is in the quadratic form, is it not? So ax squared plus bx plus c. So the main that is objective is you have to obtain the quadratic form of that equation. So now you have got this ax squared plus bx plus c format, and compare the coefficients here. A is equal to 1. So you can put a is equal to 1. And what about bx? So b is equal to t here, and c is equal to minus st divided by delta v. So from this it is obvious, it is very clear, because we have generalized this formula so that we can simply make use of this formula. Okay, so whenever you come across that is this kind of speed related problem, particularly with regard to flight, now you can take this situation and we have obtained this formula. See, you should try to understand how to convert that is a known formula to the unknown formula. Now we have almost converted into a comfortable formula here. So that is x squared plus xt plus minus st divided by delta v. We know already x is nothing but the time asked finally. S, that is the distance, that is the input. T, that is the time change, that is we have increase the time, and the delta v is the change in velocity, the reduced velocity. So just by substituting all these values, for example, this a is nothing but 1 and b is nothing but t here. So t in this case we already discussed, which is nothing but the additional time, and c is equal to minus st by delta v. So we can work out here and straight away proceed with the discriminant. Once you have achieved the discriminant, then the discriminant is nothing but b squared minus 4ac. Then you can put alpha and beta. Alpha is minus b plus the square root of d divided by 2a. Beta is equal to minus b minus root d divided by 2a. Is it clear? Now just by incorporating, that is, we can get easily the solution. Okay, now you look at this. I have trained this spreadsheet. That is, it's a kind of machine learning, is it not? So after all, we are going to give the input to the system. So when a machine itself can be easily taught, then in that case we can easily teach the students. Only thing is they have to be attentive in the classes. Okay, now S is equal to 600, is it not? That is the input. Delta V is equal to the difference in velocity, that is speed, that is 200 km per hour, and then increased in time, that is half an hour, that is 30 minutes. Now we already know A is equal to 1, B is equal to nothing but T, so you can replace this 0.5, and C is nothing but ST minus ST divided by delta V. So I have worked out the formula here based on that. Now the discriminant can be worked out based on the square root of B squared minus 4AC. So I already worked out here, and alpha. So based on that I can easily calculate, and beta, this is the beta. Okay, so beta is here minus 1.5, so it is ruled out. Therefore you can have alpha only. So the T, that is the final duration, the duration of the flight or the time of flight, is equal to 1 hour. So you can comfortably declare the answer. Are you able to follow this? Okay, now let me do one thing. I have shared this, that is a simple spreadsheet here. You can also try.